Hi, this is Rasheem Stewart, and welcome to the Rasheem Stewart podcast. This is episode number 85. I know that's crazy. I know it's been like about 10, 11 days since we did Easter Sunday. So I know I was supposed to do one last week, but things happen in life. So looks like we're going to be recording two episodes in the next few days to make up for not doing one last week. But again, things happen in life. I hope you forgive me for it. I just want to thank you guys for continuing to watching these YouTube videos. We're trying new things. I just seen recently we got a couple of shorts that done well, and the live streams are getting a little bit better. So we'll be doing another one of those soon. So I'll tell you more about it this coming month in May, which is my birthday month, by the way. In case some of you don't know, my birthday's on May 31st, so you'll get to know that as you see new videos coming up this month. Well, today I want to talk about really fast about episode 85 is about making the right choices. If you saw one of my last shorts about making the right pick, because last week was the NFL draft. Last week, about 260 to 200, about 70 people got drafted in the NFL draft, and hopefully every team made the right picks of adding new players to their system to make the teams better and compete for a championship. Now, I'm not necessarily, unless you're in the sports world, I'm not saying you're necessarily going to be competing for championships per se in that point of view. But what I am saying is to make the right decisions, make the right choices of the things and people that you bring in your life to help better yourself to become that champion and have that greatness come out of you. So how do you do that? How do you make the right choices? Well, I believe there's four ways you can do it. But before we do, I want to say this really fast. Making good choices in life involves a process. Understanding your values, evaluating options, trusting your instincts, trust your intuition, kind of the same thing. Seek feedback and support. By developing a clear understanding of your priorities and goals, you can make decisions that align with your desired future and lead to greater fulfillment. Okay, now we're going to look at some a little more detailed ways to make the right decision. We're going to look at four different options. The first one is know your values. You want to identify your core principles, meaning what's important to you. Consider values like integrity, happiness, correction, growth, contribution, what your morality is, your spiritual beliefs. That's all goes in your core principles. Also, reflect on your happiest moments. What activities or relationships contribute most to your well-being? I think a lot of times too, when we make the right decisions, we too much focus on the past of past mistakes, past bad choices. We always think of the negative and not always think about the positive. If you remember the Happy Gilmore movie, he always reminded you to go to your happy place. Same thing here. What is your happy moment? What brought you joy? What brought you peace? So that will help you so you understand, know you are. And like one of the famous philosophers, Socrates said, know thyself. That's what helps you to know yourself. And write them down. Have a clear list of your values and serve as a compass or a GPS to navigate your life choices. If you write down what you're good at, what your core principles are, what your skill sets, all that will help you to make the right choices. And as far as working, relationships, and other things you want to do in life, if you write them down, I think you'll be just fine. The second thing is to evaluate your choices. Weigh the pros and cons. Create a list of advantages and disadvantages of every option. So, like I just say, you write down things. Yeah, write the pros and cons. Like for example, for me, let's just say I'm talking to somebody. I'm not saying I am right now, but if I was talking to somebody, I know in the movie Among Came Polly, he had a list of things that was good, and he had a risk assessment. But it's kind of the same thing. Okay, I like this woman because she's kind. She's a woman. She has a good faith system. She has good family background. She's a hard worker. She's trustworthy. Like some of the negatives, her community. a little too shy for me. Not really affectionate, stuff like that. The pros and cons. Then you weigh out and say, okay, is it more good than more pros than cons? Can I overlook some of the stuff that I normally want in a relationship to still want to be with this person now? Stuff like that. Or you write down, okay, for a new job, okay, this job pays X amount per year. Okay, there's flexible hours. It's the closest to my house. That's the pros. The cons are, even though they're flexible hours, they may force you to work weekends and overtime when you have other commitments, and that might be a con. It may not necessarily be fit with the career choice you have in mind. It might be more of a job instead of going for more of a career, stuff like that. It might have the places. I mean, might be closer to home, but you might be forced to take toll roads. You might have to spend a little more gas than you thought you're going to. Like little things like that. You write all those things down. Consider the long-term consequences, good and bad. Think about how each choice might affect your future goals and well-being. Again, you got to think of the good and bad because consequences has good and bad consequences. So each decision you have to make and consider them before you make. So think long-term thinking. A lot of times we just think at the moment, but we don't think what's going to happen a few months down the road when we make those decisions. Again, that's something you might want to think about. And also make sure when you make your choices, it aligns with your values, your core values and slash your beliefs. If this decision is not aligned to what your belief system is, it doesn't align with your core values, maybe you need to reevaluate that before maybe that's not the right choice for you at this time. And also, just as a quick reminder, just because you got rejected from something or someone that you thought was good, it's just a reminder that God or whatever you call your higher power is redirecting you to something or someone better. But you have to have faith and trust the process for that to happen. The next thing is third thing is you want to trust your intuition or trust your gut. Listen to your gut feeling. Your instincts can be a valuable source of guidance, practically when you face a difficult decision. Sometimes you have to go with your gut. If your gut is telling you this is the right thing to do, even though you might hear chatter from the outside, and no, man, no. But if you know deep down this is something you got to do, you might have to push the haters and all the voices away. Say, no, I think this is right. I gotta go for mine, and that's something you have to do. And also pay attention to your emotions. Notice how different opinions may make you feel and trust your gut when it feels right. Again, you're gonna have people gonna mess with your mind, and you're gonna have people wanna support you, but also be like the naysayers. You gotta turn those people out and listen to the gut and listen to that positivity. If you got more positive than negative, they're gonna try to push you to a direction that for better and not for worse. And lastly, seek feedback and support. First, talk to trusted individuals. Share your thoughts and feelings with people who care about you and your well-being. You don't need to tell everybody your business. Not everybody needs to know what your every move is, like in chess. You got to think a couple moves ahead to get to the end game. Whatever the end game is, or whatever decision you got to make, you got to be moving a couple steps ahead. But at the same time, if somebody can see a move is better than what you're going to move, talk about why you're thinking this way, what make you want to make that decision more than anything, and then you can go from there. But just like I said, don't let everybody know your business because not everybody is going to have your best interest at heart. They might seem like it, but behind the scenes, they might want you to fail. So be careful who you tell as far as goals and dreams and stuff like that. And also, finally, get professional guidance. If you need like counsel from a career counselor, a life coach, a mentor, a spiritual advisor, get that help. Even a mental health provider. Yes, those are things will help too. And I think that will be something to think about because in life you can't be just being a lone ranger. You're gonna need people at some point to help you in some way, shape, or form. You can do it. You can only do so long by yourself before it gets so draining and gets tiring. So you might want to speak. And a lot of the time when you speak to those people, it's confidential. It's going to be trusted and confidence. That's whatever it says, whatever says in this room stays in this room. And I think that'll be a good thing. And just to do a quick conclusion, by following these steps and developing a conscious and thorough approach to decision making, you can make choices to lead to greater fulfillment and a more meaningful life, and on your way to strive for greatness. And that's what we want. This is one of the things about this channel. We want to help people get that greatness out of you. Remember, this is a year to aim high. Strive 25 year to strive and to thrive. Yes. By doing that, you gotta make some tough choices. But in those tough choices, maybe in the long run, maybe we be the right choices if you trust your gut, you trust your heart and your mind, and make sure they're on the same page and get the right people to push you to the next level. You'll be able to succeed. Anyway, this episode went a tad longer than I would like, but that's okay. Sometimes some of these episodes will do that. But anyway, this will wrap up today's episode about um make making the right choice. So as always, I want to say, may the Lord bless you and keep you. Do everything you can to the best of your ability for love and respect. I just want to say thank you guys for all your subscribers. Everybody watching the videos. We're only about 50 total views away to get to 20,000 total views. And we'll only be doing videos on this channel now, being right around 19 months since we first started. Yeah, at the end of next month will be 20 months. And that's just so amazing to me that we only been doing this almost a year and almost 3 quarters, and we're only at nearly 20,000 total views. I'm just so humbled. I'm so proud, and I'm so thankful for everybody that listens. What I have to say when sometimes I ramble on too much, but that's okay. I'm working on that. But again, I thank you for that because that helps me and know that what I'm saying is making an impact on somebody, and that's the hope. Even if one person listens to it and it helps them get even just 1% better for listening, I have to say my job has been accomplished. Anything else like that's a bonus. All right, so God bless your families. God bless Israel. God bless the world. God bless America. I love and appreciate y'all so much as always. I will see you in the next video. Look out for some new stuff coming this coming month for my birthday month with some more videos coming, a little more content's coming this month. And I am still working on a new segment. Should be coming, hopefully, this summer. So be patient. I'm still working on some things behind the scenes. In my next update video in the next month or two, I'll give you progress, how that's going, and we'll go from there, okay? Guys, have a wonderful day. And again, I'll see you in the next video. God bless you. Bye.